Have you ever watched high-level play and think, how are these players getting away with so many jump-ins? If I jump, I get anti-aired most of the time. Are their opponents just slow? They're so bad. And no, they're not bad. The reason why these top players are getting away with seemingly punishable things are because they leverage a concept called threats and overloading. This is a strategy that's very hard to recognize since it's about the things you don't see on screen. I know it may sound confusing, so let me explain. I'm going to use Street Fighter 6 Manon as an example, but this concept pretty much applies to all fighting games and characters, so adapt this knowledge accordingly. Alright, let's have her stand about 2/3 screen away from the opponent. This is pretty much the max distance where her aerial attacks would hit. But does she have anything else? She has lunging moves, but these are incredibly risky since they lead to little damage and are extremely punishable on block. Her meaningful drive rush normals can reach, but it only hits when it's starting on the latter half of the dash. So at this distance, the opponent has mainly only two things to worry about: the jump in and drive rush normal, where both can lead to big damage on hit or to advantageous situations on block. Both take fairly long to reach the opponent and are very telegraphed. One is making a huge aerial arc, while the other is freezing the screen, flashing green, then dashing towards you. It is very easy to distinguish. Therefore, countering either is not a very hard task. Try it yourself, record the dummy to do both, and set the replay on random. See how often you can counter the recording. For experienced players, it should not be that difficult. This is because there is a low number of threats and all of them are fairly slow. There is not much offensive pressure from Manon at this range. Let's now move her closer. At this range, she has access to a lot more options. Her crouching meaty kick that hits low, overheads that can combo, misstrikes that can lead to combo or pressure on block, command grabs, and if you're near the corner, drive impact. There's a plethora of attacks that lead to big damage and or strong Hokizeme. The opponent now has to face a multitude of threats that may require different responses. Should I block low for crouching meaty kick and get ready to block high when the overhead comes? Should I try to interrupt the drive rush with an invincible attack? Do I need to hard read the command grab and jump, or should I backdash? Got to keep my fingers ready on the drive impact macro just in case. Maybe I shouldn't play so passively and press a button or go for a perfect parry. As you can tell, there's a lot of threats that require different solutions to block or counter, and some of them are not reactable and require hard reads. The opponent can be under immense pressure, and in this situation, if the Manon player decides to jump, there is a lot less likelihood of the opponent anti-airing it. This is because they are overloaded by the number of threats. Unlike machines, us humans are not capable of responding to every single threat when presented by so many of them. If you are able to put yourself in a position that can overwhelm your opponent, certain easily punishable things like jumps can go through. So, to answer the initial question, the high-level players are getting away with riskier moves because they overload the opponent with other threats. And if you don't provide enough threats, you are most likely going to get punished for making risky decisions. Now, this isn't a Sea Leaf Dojo video without talking about counters to strong strategies. When situations are dire and you are getting anxiety from the number of strong options the opponent has, it's sometimes better to focus on a select few choices instead of all the possible outcomes. Let's go back to the close range Manon example. In this situation, you can focus on blocking the high-low strikes and returning the drive impact. By narrowing down the actions you need to take, you are more likely to stay focused to counter certain attacks. Of course, by doing this, you may be more likely to get hit by other things like command grabs and jump attacks, but this is much better than panicking and not countering anything at all. Also, as you get better, you you'll be able to look for more things at once, as well as get better reads on which options you should narrow down to. And that's what high level players are doing. When they counter in a pinpoint way, it's not because they have some inhuman reaction and brain capacity to beat all moves. They are narrowing down options by making really good reads and mentally preparing beforehand. Hope that helped. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you like this video, consider subscribing to this channel and sharing it with the community. I have plenty of tutorial videos, so check out the playlists. I highly recommend taking a look at effective range and whiff punishes and understanding neutral to ranges as it relates to this video. Alright, until next time, have fun with fighting games.